Well, here we are in the Houston area, next to a car wash, very low-key type of a place, and I gotta say, I have a little lounge here next door. We've got Dominic and Willis. Gentlemen, how you doing?
Welcome.
And, well, it's a quaint little place from the outside, and as you scan around, we've got a nice selection of humidors, and looks like maybe humidors, that is, the humidors to place your cigars in, and it looks as if we've got a nice little humidor over here, a walk-through humidor. We've got some cigars on display in this case. Again, we're looking back at the entrance, and so we'll do the walk-in, take a look at their little humidor here, because, you know, we like to see humidors from time to time. We've got a nice selection of Drew Estate. Gotta love the way the guys at the estate do their marketing. And, okay, well, this humidor is a little bigger than, yeah, nice row. And, okay. I'm sure Jonathan is that a picture of Jonathan? I'm not sure. Could be. Who knows? So an absolutely floor-to-ceiling selection. I'm not even going to attempt to get into the some of the details of some of the selection at this point. There's a number of makes that I am not recognizing, but that doesn't really mean a whole lot. And let's see if we can get this shaking down just a bit here. Okay, so Perdomo, Texas edition, of course. How could you have a tobacconist in Texas without having a Texas edition? And like I said, just floor to ceiling. So this is not the end. Do a little extra light enhancement with the O-light. Of course, we're used to seeing the O-light from time to time on a few recent shoots. So we'll use this for some extra light enhancement. And private lockers here. And wow, okay, here we go. Like I said, a nice quaint little humidor. Oh, man. Nice selection of Christoph. I'm not a particular brand super loyalist, necessarily. Prices are phenomenal. Perdomo. Here we go. Okay. Nice. I don't know if I'm using the correct adjectives necessarily because, or a good selection of adjectives. I'm really just blown away. So now we're in the far end of the L of this humidor, this quaint humidor, and have some nub, a nice selection of nub. Oh, I'm sorry, that's just their marketing. So, wow, more Drew Estate. These are some interesting packaging. I'm trying to do this so that I don't have too much light. More Drew Estate, as I just mentioned. Wow. Just wow. Wow, just wow. Just. And, you know, again, quaint. Just a quaint little humidor here. Sorry about the focus on this, but just a quaint humidor. The lounge section in the middle there. This is why it's without the light. Actually, that looks fine without the light. I think the light is maybe just a bit much here in this lighting. Needed it earlier, but I think we're good. So, with the size of this humidor, as you can tell, it's necessary to have the adequate humidification system. And I was going to say Rocky Patel area, but not necessarily. Just I don't know how they have these cigars inventoried. It does not appear to be by make or manufacturer. Just bank after bank of cigar shelves. Storage even up and above. Almost like being Alice in Wonderland. Some more Drew Estate product in the acid line. Again, I'm not really sure how the inventorying was done on this. Hey, Willis?
Sir.
Quick question.
Yes.
The inventory does not appear to be by manufacturer or by make or brand. What is the method to the madness here, which is...
Basically, we just, we find a section. Say, like, somebody coming in looking for sweet cigars.
Right.
Or flavored.
Right.
So we kind of like try to keep them all in one spot.
Okay, and I noticed like the acid line here, the infused line from Drew Estate. You've got these here, and so you've got your infused or your flavored cigars in a section.
Correct. You got the CAO, you got the Drew Estate. You also have some cigars that are made by Drew Estate for Rocky Patel.
Right.
And then it just goes down. Then you start out with different... when the gentleman that owned this previously had things just stuck in places. So once Casa De Montecristo took over, they wanted their stuff up front. So when people come in, now our number one selling cigar in here, other than the Montecristo and the Romeo and Juliet, is our Oliva.
Right.
So Oliva always stays in the front, all the way top to bottom. Then you got your nub, because people come in here and want a short little cigar.
Right. And it's a catchy phrase, catchy
Correct,
name. Yeah.
Correct. Short, fat, quick smoke, 40-minute smoke, and you're done. And part of the company itself is starting out with the aging room, which is part of Casa de Montecristo. Then we got a gap because we were told by corporate to put the Roma Craft here in the front. And then you start out, then you have the Montecristo and different shades and strength line, top stuff, and it just goes down from Montecristo to Romeo and Juliet, the H. Upman, let's see, Vigafena, then you've got the now I'm drawing them up.
That's okay. It's easy. As if it's not easy to do here.
Yeah, it's like this whole wall is nothing but Rocky Patel.
Right. Yeah,
Then you come over here, and then you got the San Cristobal, and then you've got the Roma de Cuba, and then of course the famous Ashton cigars.
Right.
Of this, and then it goes around, and you got the Alec Bradley, which takes up that wall, and then miscellaneous stuff. Then you've got the Diamond Crown. Stuff by Steve Saka, which are dynamite smokes, and then you go down, you got HR, a gentleman who is a local guy that does his line of cigars, which are really, really good.
What's that brand name, by the way?
It is called HR.
HR, just the letters HR.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And then you have Warp, and then you have Luciano's, which is another brand.
So now your placement, shelf placement, is basically based upon also for product placement.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like this line here starts out is AJ Fernandez.
Right.
It goes down pretty much. Then you had the Christoph.
See you later, Wilson.
Have a good night, sir. We'll see you bright and early in the morning.
Okay, good deal. So this shop, originally I wasn't going to even mention the name, but this is Cigar One, correct?
Yeah, we have 17 stores.
But there's 17 stores by the corporation. And when was this particular?
This building's been, well, this place, we took over, it used to be owned by a gentleman, his name is Ron, and he had it for 15 to 20 years. And I guess he was getting tired of it because Casa De Montecristo, or the actual name, I think it's, down another one that just totally escaped my brain.
Right.
But they came in and made an offer.
Okay.
First he said no. Then they came back and made a second offer. And he said no. And then the third offer came in and he still said no, but then he made a phone call. He says, I'll take you up on your third offer, which means that you'll end up buying my 4 stores here in the area, plus the inventory.
Okay.
Well, where he messed up is that he didn't say inventory in all 4 locations. So he lost a pretty penny.
That's
But he
sad to
also
hear.
made a great penny.
Okay.
I mean, big money.
Like one of my uncles would say, yeah, sometimes you win it and sometimes you don't, and then sometimes you're winning and losing.
True.
Okay,
And
very
he
good.
Win and lost.
So this is owned by Casa de Montecristo
Correct.
is the main store, because I think there is a store called Casa de Montecristo in the area, correct?
Correct. There
Okay.
are 4 in this area or in Houston.
Right.
We just bought out 4 locations in Tampa. And
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah, I got a new place that went in partnership with another company in Fort Lauderdale. And then you got Detroit, Chicago,
Okay.
New York, and quite a few places in Florida.
Well, I was going to say that one of the things that I like about this shop, and we just mentioned it earlier, is I like the feel of this shop. I like
It's nice and laid back.
It's laid back. It's looking. You've got your lounge area in the center you're surrounded by this phenomenal, this phenomenal humidor, and I like the feel. It's aged. It's almost like an old humidor that's been aged. I mean, it is an old humidor, but you know what I'm saying.
Well,
it's almost like your desktop humidor that's been aged for 20, 30 years.
When Ron had the place, he kept adding on and adding on, because when Ron owned it, it was just this.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, he had a company come in and built the lounge. So that was added on.
Right.
All this around was added on.
Okay.
So it just kept going, from a small area, but great cigars, to where I'm still getting stuff.
And it's kind of like that, almost like where you're adding things to the garage, where it's like, okay, well, where can I put it? Okay, put it here. Oh, where can I put it? Oh, I'll just put it there.
Yeah.
So that kind of goes to your earlier description of a kind of a haphazard method of storage and display. Now it's much more organized. But I gotta say, if this is truly going to be changed and remodeled, I think it would be tragic.
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
Like I say, it's like Romeo and Juliet. We have 27 facings.
Let's go ahead and I haven't gone around all the way yet.
Right here.
Yeah.
The Romeo and Juliet. If you
Right.
count each and every box. Now, in this, what you see, there are over 5,600 boxes.
5,000, almost 6,000 boxes
Open to the public.
open to the public. These are not ones that are in storage, because I noticed that you do have the employee section back there that you scurried back to, and I was kind of tempted. There's got to be a lot more back there.
There are enough cigars in the back area where, like if you come up and you say, oh, I need a box of, say, Romeo and Juliet Churchill.
Right. It's gonna
We
be-
have enough cigars in the back that if you just seen the room, your jaw would hit the floor because there are so much.
Well, there's so much because you've got to be able to sell a customer that box of cigars that he wants and not take it out of here because I've noticed that other than boxes up on your top area, which obviously are for box sales or to be rotated once you deplete the shelf box, you've got to be able to sell a guy who wants 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 boxes, 20 boxes. You got to be able to have that.
And I do have a gentleman that comes in here that owns his own private lounge.
Yeah.
Who is a police officer, but it doesn't matter what he does for a living.
Right.
But when he comes in, he usually buys between 25 to 30 boxes of cigars.
20. Well, if he's got his own lounge, he has to.
Yeah.
And so he's utilizing your establishment here. And I realize, it's not. I know you said earlier it's not your establishment, but the fact that you're here makes it yours, and you're obviously very interested in what's going on here.
And as you can see, there's our members lounge.
And so you've got a members lounge next door as well. How long ago was this added?
This has always been here. It used to be a wine bar owned by a lady, and she got tired of it because it wasn't doing what she wanted it to do.
Right.
And so what ended up is that Ron bought it from her, previous owner.
The previous owner,
and left the wine bar. In the very back, you'll see that there's a dark room back there, but that is private humidors for clientele to.
The humidor lockers.
Yep.
Yeah, because I noticed you've got some lockers over in this corner here.
Yeah, he had two. This was for the members, and this one is that you could rent the locker for per year,
Right.
and pay X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
And and again, when we go to remodel, that will be taken out. You got it here, Don?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So
that you mentioned that the lounge in the center will be removed and things
Correct.
juggled around and moved. Again, I personally think that. Do you have an idea of the ETA, the time that will occur? Within the year?
Yes, they're talking. Well, so we were going to remodel at the beginning of this year.
Okay.
But since we have the cigar festival in April, they say nonsense to be sitting here doing all this construction while everything's going on. So why don't we wait until after the cigar festival? Maybe how about we start the construction in either early June or late June, or possibly the beginning of July.
In the middle of the summertime, in other words. Yeah. So
it's going to take anywhere from 5 to 10 months to redo everything that we need to do.
So as far as you know, the ETA for initiation of this tragic remodeling, in my opinion, will be possibly as early as June, as late as perhaps August?
I'd say late July if they they're doing it because they're doing it to all the money Cristos.
Okay. It's kind of like what Harley Davidson did. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Well, listen, Willis, thank you. I really appreciate it, man.
Anytime, my friend.
I appreciate.
Glad you came in.
Well, I hope I come back before June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You come back in, because it's going to take from June until February or March of next year to do all the work.
To finish. Yeah.
Because everything that you see here is all going to be glass.
Right. Well, I want to definitely see it before they start to change it. So listen, Willis, you take good care, brother. We'll talk to you soon. I'm going to do a selection. Where's that HR line that you mentioned? On that other side? Okay, I'm going to go.
You'll see HR. It'll be a box top, and I have HR on it. It's actually right there.
Just like
You got
peeking,
the
just like peeking
diamond-
through the wings on a library.
Yeah. You got Diamond Crown, then you come over. You got Steve Saka.
Oh,
and
I
then
see
you
him.
got
Yeah.
HRs.
Okay, listen, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
3 lines.
Okay, good deal. Okay, thank you.
Pleasure talking to you.
The pleasure's been all mine, brother.